Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we made it a bit further. Happened to find a pretty nice ring, all things considered, and saw some new slimes, including one that causes dumbfounding, one that causes a web aura, and one that just causes paralyzation. Paralyzation we don't need to worry about. Our magic resistance can deal with that without a problem. Still no idea how to deal with webs, though. So, let's move on to looking through this place. And you know what? I'm not going to go into any of these buildings until we've cleared out any creatures that may be around them. Of which there appear to be no more. Good! I'll take that. What does this say? In the land of the blind, the one-eyed slime is king. Slimes don't have eyes! Alright, what's in here? This library, despite some cracks and dust from centuries without maintenance, is still mostly intact. The scrolls on the shelves are decayed significantly, which means that few will be readable, but something may yet remain that is useful. Well, let's find out. No slimes in here. Nothing on that one. Amidst the many decayed papyrus scrolls and primitive books on the shelves, you find one that seems still intact. It appears to be a spell book. Attempt to read it. The book is written in a strange rune script, but fortunately you can read it due to arcane lore. It's a very advanced spell book describing how to cast Bone Chill in the most efficient fashion possible. You read over it carefully. Okay, level 3 Bone Chill. Considering I never use that, we'll see how useful that is. Alright. Oh. Great. So, are they all hostile? You step inside a large throne room, which is filled with slimes of many different kinds. Oddly enough, they aren't attacking you yet. They watch you closely, but the biggest one, the one at the end of the room, motions with a tentacle to hold back. Apparently these slimes are peaceful. Or something. Oh no. We're gonna be attacked by all of them, aren't we? You approach the leader slime and talk to it.
Hello,
It says in the modern Slith language.
welcome to my home. I am called Old One Eye.
You're a slime, but you talk? The one-eyed slime is king.
Yes, of course.
It says, laughing, or so you interpret the gurgling sounds emanating from its abdominal area.
Every now and then, Manacloth used to send soldiers to try to retake this town from us slimes. They have met with no success, obviously, but we have captured a few, and they taught me how to speak. In return for their favor, I released them. They came back a few days later, trying to kill me. I killed them instead. It was a pity, really.
Who calls you Old One-Eye, then? Can the other slimes talk?
Not many. A few others in this room can. It is hard for most to learn because most signs like the proper hollow suits inside themselves in order to pass wind through in a communicative manner.
Are you upset that I've killed lots of your fellow slimes?
No, not at all.
It says, its tentacles waving dismissively.
We signs reproduce very quickly without much effort. In a few days, we will be replenished with duplicates. What you have done is akin to trimming our nails, if we had them.
Are you the king of the slimes?
Yes, indeed. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed slime is king.
It winks at you, or so you imagine its blinking suggestively ought to be interpreted. Can I have that tapestry on the north wall over there? It glances back at the tapestry.
That one. It is the most beautiful artwork left in this town. I do not wish to part with it.
But I need it.
Why? What use do you have it for it?
What use do you have for it?
Yes, well, that is, it's pretty, I suppose, and it pleases my eye. Now that you mention it, I'm not sure, really. You have a good idea for it in mind?
Yes, definitely. I'll give it a good home.
Oh, I'm not sure.
It fidgets indecisively. Come on, you're not going to do anything with it. Let me take it with me.
That's right.
It says, finally making up its mind.
You can have the tapestry. Take good care of it. It is very beautiful after all, and someone must have put a lot of work into it.
All that remains, then, is for you to take the tapestry off the wall and bring it back to the camp. Finally, you can leave this poison-drenched pit. You reach the tapestry about which Cass told you. It is woven with a golden thread, rendering the ancient Slith design more colorfully and more precisely than any previous tapestry you've seen. It is beautiful. What do you wish to do? Take it. You take the tapestry. Now all that remains is to escape this pit and return to the camp. Okay! You know what? I'll take it! I am not going to kill this slime! I am going to leave it alone, and leave well enough alone. So he's going to respawn and create more slimes in here to make this place a hell again. I don't care! We would end up dying way more times and way more frustratingly than ever before if we stayed in there. I am leaving! I don't care if we got anything good out of that. We're gone. Where's the camp? There it is. As you return to the camp, you notice that the temple has much more in it. They've been hard at work since you've been gone, and they've built something obviously magnificent, even at this distance. Well, we'll investigate shortly. I want to see if we can talk to anyone else here. That one has nothing new. There's Ithic. What do you think of the temple? Okay, I don't think there's anything new there. Where's the merchant? Oh, we can actually go in here. Ithas stands across from Phaedra. She smiles at the baby, and you think for a moment that you see something deeper in her eyes. A more complicated thought than simply happiness for a happy friend. You can't quite place it, though. What are you doing? Right now, I'm taking care of Phaedra. She just gave birth. She's in great shape, but she's going to need more to rest for a little while yet. How do you feel about Phaedra, Macron, and their baby? Happy, she says, and you can see that deeper reflection in her eyes again. It must be wonderful for them, not to have to sneak around anymore, not to have to keep things secret, to be able to be together in public and share their love openly. Yes, wonderful. Ithas is hiding something. Phaedra sits in her chair with her baby on her lap. She carries it gently in her arms, rocking it back and forth slowly, supporting the head with her hand. Hi there, she says to you as you approach. Your baby's born. Yep, she says, grinning broadly. It wasn't too hard either. She just came right out. Sort of. It took a few hours, but I've heard women tell stories of much worse. She tickles the baby playfully, and the baby giggles. Mother and daughter both definitely share a cheerful demeanor. Her name is Arcadia, and I hope that she'll bring good luck to the expedition. How do you feel? Good. I'm still a little shaky from the process, but I should be better in a few days. Pithos already stopped by to ask me how soon I thought I'd be able to get back to scouting. Well, I think he just wanted to play with the baby, but that's why he said he'd come anyway. Macron, huh? Phaedra blushes a bright red. He was very sweet to me in Pasikava. What can I say? He's met all sorts of people and been all sorts of places. He has fascinating stories for an adventuring girl like me, and he's always kind and gentle. I know he's kind of a joke around here, but I can't help thinking that somehow he knows more about life than a lot of the other members of the expedition. He seems mature and grounded, at least when he is alone. I can't explain it. But I am sure that he is a good man, and he is good for me. Well, I'm proud of you either way. Pithos, I don't think we have anything to say. No. Cass's room. Okay, where was... No, I don't want to return to my tent. Where's the merchant? Maybe he's in the temple. As you approach closer, you can see the inside of the temple better. The construction is truly masterful, with smooth crystal orbs giving light and simple wooden pillars holding up the roof. Cass catches sight of you carrying the tapestry back. "You have it," he says. He comes down and you hand it over to him. He quickly hurries back up to the temple and gives it to Talus, who takes it behind the altar and puts it up. "You have done well. The goddess will be pleased. Come and speak with me. I have a new quest for you." Very well, then. Wow, how did all this stuff get here, Cass? "By the grace of the goddess. We sought to honor her, and she gave us the power to do so." You notice that Talus in the corner overhears this and scowls. "What should I do now?" "We need more help in constructing the temple. In a ruined city to the south, there are 2 trees that grow with the greenery of surface trees, even here underground. They are the perfect offering to the goddess. Bring them here. I have sent Talus ahead of you to open the gates, so you should have no trouble getting in." Yeah, we know it's horribly filled with monsters and the like. Talus stands in the corner, waiting for your next question. "Nice temple." Yeah, we did already speak with him about all that. So if Talus was scowling, where did they get all this from? It is fairly nice, but I still wonder as to the purpose. Okay, where the hell is the merchant? Is that him? There he is, Silthok. I don't think we really have much that we need to sell, just the Quicksilver ring. Yeah, just the Quicksilver ring. We don't have much coin. Not enough to really buy anything that's worth it. Everything I'd want to buy is way too expensive. I mean, Arcane Summon. I'm very curious to see what level is higher. Because, again, okay, here's the thing with Arcane Summon. Kalandin has said he finds it completely useless and doesn't see any point to it. But then he saw the episode where I was in the Barrack Hive. God, I hate that place. And saw how it actually was incredibly useful. Here's the thing about it. How useful that spell is all dependent on the variety of creatures you can summon. Well, the number of the variety of creatures you can summon, and how useful they are. The previous level I had about 4 or 5 different creatures I could summon, but only one, the demons, were actually useful. None of the others were really that useful, aside from distracting for a brief time. No, I take that back. I think the giant warriors may have been useful as well, a little bit. So that's 2 creatures out of like 5 or 6. Not a very good chance of getting anything useful there. Most of the time I got the weaker stuff. This level, as far as I've seen, there's only about 2 creatures. The grizzly bears, which are quite powerful and very useful, and that fungus stuff, whatever they were, which wasn't as useful. In fact, they couldn't hit anything. So, by that logic, you have a 50% chance of getting something good. As opposed to the previous level, where you had like a, 33% chance at best. I think it might have actually been more like 25% chance or something. Much lower chance. Arcane Summon is basically the gambler spell. You got a very good chance of getting something... okay, not a very good chance, but you got a decent chance of getting something useful that helps you out a lot. But there's also a chance that you won't. But when it helps you out a lot. So that's that situation. Now that I think about it, do we really need these wands? I don't think we do. And in fact, I'm going to sell them. I'm going to keep the Force Cage wands, just in case. But these wands, they're just not powerful anymore. Keep the Rod of Major Call, I guess, and Arcana, and Force Cage. But these other ones, no. Sell the lightning spray. Keep the farsight. Sell the fire blast scroll. Sell the control foe scroll. Keep the force cage. Keep the arcane blow, and keep the divine boost. Oh yeah, you still have the helmet speed. No matter. So we can buy some spells now if we wanted, but well, we could buy a spell. Could improve Cloud of Blaze, but I haven't really used it yet. And I don't know what we're going to be fighting elsewhere. Not gonna get Return Life. We've got it as strong as we need it to be. We can use Farsight outside, can't we? I think we can. And there's something I want to check outside. Over here. Can I use it? I can! And it appears there is nothing out here. I mean, it's useful. Very useful. You can find all sorts of hidden stuff around here. But there is nothing hidden around here. I thought there might have been. The way it was built, it looked like there may have been some hidden stuff. Apparently there is not. So I guess all that leaves is to head south to the town. City, whatever. Well, I guess we can start looking in there, see what we can find. Which is going to include horrible, horrible pain and death, most likely. God only knows what monsters are going to be in there. I hope it's not more of those frustrating slimes. But we'll find out. Alright, in we go. As you enter Manicos, you notice something strange. Unlike the other ruins you have seen, this city has not been destroyed. There are no signs of monster attacks or large battles. Looks as though everyone just picked up and left. There is a fair bit of decay and rot around, though. Something was clearly wrong here, although it is a little hard to tell what. This is quite a city. The wheel with the chain is supposed to control the east gates, but it has rusted to complete immobility. How Talus got the gates open, you'll never know. Well, he's skilled. Nothing in here, but there is a stairway down. Alright. Same thing with that one. Well, we're not gonna go in anything yet. That's a lot of slime. A lot of slime and such. And those gates aren't open. There's a large wooden wheel here with a long length iron chain wrapped around it several times. The chain then goes from the wheel into a hole in the ground. Try to turn it. Nothing happened. Okay then. There's a lot of small buildings. And a few larger ones. From the center of this city, you can see clearly that it has been corrupted somehow. The ground itself pours forth some contagion, a poison so befouling that it has contaminated the entire city and killed it. You cannot see the trees anywhere. It must be inside somewhere. If the trees are even here at all. Apparently we can't get to the docks. Well, here's a small room. The papyrus scrolls on this shelf have all decayed to illegibility. Same thing there, and there. Nothing on those shelves. Illegibility, illegibility. 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 A body. This Slith is terribly warped and misshapen. He died perhaps some decades ago, and you can see that his bones are already grinding to dust. He was surely not very healthy when he died. The awfully contorted position in which he lies suggests an excruciatingly painful death, too. In this desk, you find a small book with what appear to be curses written in it. They start small, wishing poor luck upon various neighbors for various slights. May Patha be barren this season, for she walks haughtily and spurned my affection. But slowly they grow more intense. I pray to the god Anthalak that knocked and sicken and waste slowly into death. Let Anthalak grant that Tamnos bleed inside until he recedes from life. And that Patha, who affronted me again, die, Anthalak grant. Soon the pages are covered with prayers to the dark god Anthalak, the lord of the misshapen and horrific. It seems that his prayers work, too, because he records with glee that birth defects increased sharply after he began his worship. Of course, it may have been around the same time as when the poisons began to seep into everything, which would suggest a more physical cause. This sleuth records that others left as the poisons grew overwhelming, but he refused, believing that a true follower of the god would not be harmed. If that's his body in the corner, he was sorely mistaken. Ugh. Well, so much for him. Illegibility, illegibility, illegibility. Yes, illegibility. Alright. That one also leads downstairs. There's still this big room over here. Alright, let's take a look in here. You fiddle with the lock on this door, but you quickly realize that you are having no effect whatsoever. The door's lock cannot be picked. Alright then. Well, the only other place we can go is down. We can descend. Oh wait, there is actually one other room over here. Same thing, can't be picked. Well, at least we know. You know what? This episode's gonna be a bit shorter again, but I think it's worth it to save here before we go underneath. There's going to be monsters underneath. It's going to be frustrating, I imagine, and I'm very curious to see what we find. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44, that is Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.